Welcome back to our video series on digital content production, in particular looking at how we edit our videos within Adobe Premiere. This video is part 2 of the colour grading section, and in the first part we looked at how we can apply a workspace that is suited to the colour grading process. We talked about the Lumetri colour panel, and we talked about how this is applied as an effect to our video clips. We also looked at bringing in an adjustment layer to apply all these settings to, so that we don't affect our source video. So we're back in our Adobe Premiere project, and we're just going to carry on where we left off from part 1. You can see that we have our clips already embedded on our timeline, and we have an adjustment layer within our project bin ready to go. If you missed that first one and not sure how to make an adjustment layer, all we do is click on this icon here and select adjustment layer. As we talked about earlier, an adjustment layer is an object that we can drag onto our timeline, and we can rescale to cover our whole sequence. This makes life a lot easier when we're applying changes that we want to be consistent throughout the whole sequence. We don't have to go into each individual clip and apply them settings. We can just apply it to one layer, and whatever that layer is covering, them effects are going to be applied to. So we have our adjustment layer in place, and remember I've opened up our source window just to show before and after. And let's start to work our way through the Lumetri colour panel. So right at the top of the panel we have white balance. Now white balance is something that is really important within your videos. A white balance is how your camera interprets what light looks like. Now to the human eye, light is generally white, but a camera will pick up these subtle differences within what's called the colour temperature of different light sources. So we need to make sure that we set our camera to the correct white balance setting, so that what it sees as white doesn't have a potential warm or cool cast to it. It's always better to get these right in camera, but there is a little bit of a scope to correct that within post-production. It's not something you want to rely on. Like I said, it's always best to get it as close to possible within camera, but you can make slight subtle tweaks once you're in your editing software. So we can manually eye in the colour balance, so you can have a look at this and think maybe it's a little bit too warm, and we're going to bring that slider down to make it cooler. And this is something you may deliberately make something cooler or warmer to create a mood or a feel to it. But if we want to realistically reflect what the light should look like, we need to kind of go with what white should be. So we can manually use the slider, and if we double click on the slider, it's always going to reset back to that 0 point. So again, just to reaffirm that, if we go all the way one way and double click on that, it's going to snap back to 0. We can also use the numbers or key in numbers. We can key in numbers, lots of different ways to navigate through this. I'm just going to double click and go back to 0. We can also use the dropper, so we can find an area that is white within the frame, and we can click that, and it's going to use that reference point as a starting point for it to work out the balance. Now for me that's gone a little bit too green, so maybe we just bring the magenta back a touch and have it about there. Happy with that. So going down from white balance, we now have the tone. So we have exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, whites and blacks. So this is where we can control each of their elements, making them lighter or darker. So we can control the exposure. If you have shot slightly too overexposed or slightly underexposed, you can correct that a little bit here. So we can lift the colour a little bit. so maybe we just lift that a touch. If we look at contrast, so good practice when you're actually shooting your footage, if you are planning to colour grade your footage afterwards and you don't want your camera to apply any preset settings such as contrast, saturation, sharpness, things like that, it's always best to use a flat profile such as HLG or S-Log or something like that to remove all of these preset settings that your camera may apply. Then this gives us total creative freedom to apply these how we want in post-production. So the majority of the time, if you're shooting in a profile such as S-Log, your image is going to look very flat and very uncontrasty as raw footage, but we're going to apply these settings afterwards to be able to get it exactly how we want it to look like. So contrast is one that we're potentially going to boost up straight away. We're going to add a little bit of contrast to that, and maybe we want to darken the shadows and bring the highlights up a touch as well, and maybe just boost that saturation a little bit on that one. So there we go, straight away we're giving that footage, if we look from our before to our after, we're giving a little bit more punch and a little bit more contrast and yeah, a little bit more oomph to that footage.